In the days when the heavens and the earth were still young, and the gods were shaping the world into its present form, there was a time when the goddess Inanna, queen of heaven and earth, would begin a fateful journey that would intertwine her destiny with the sacred Hulupu tree. This is the story of that tree, a tree that came to symbolize life, regeneration, and the struggles between gods, mortals, and the divine creatures that inhabited the world. Inanna, the goddess of love, fertility, and war, had yet to claim her full power and dominion over the many domains she would come to rule. She was still a young goddess, filled with curiosity and a deep desire to establish her place in the world. Her journey began when the god Enki, the god of wisdom and the waters of the deep, brought forth the waters of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, creating life and sustaining the land. The waters flowed freely, and the rivers gave birth to lush gardens, fertile plains, and bountiful crops. The world was beginning to flourish under the watchful eyes of the gods. One day, as Inanna walked along the banks of the Euphrates, she noticed something unusual. A tree, unlike any she had seen before, had taken root in the rich soil along the river's edge. This was the Hulupu tree, a tree that seemed to pulse with life, its roots reaching deep into the earth, and its branches stretching upward toward the heavens. Its bark was dark and smooth, and its leaves shimmered in the sunlight like polished bronze. Inanna was captivated by the tree's beauty and vitality, for she sensed that it held a great and powerful energy within it, an energy that resonated with the divine forces that shaped the world. The young goddess immediately decided that the tree must be hers. She envisioned it growing in her garden in the city of Uruk, a sacred symbol of life, fertility, and her burgeoning power. Without hesitation, she approached the tree and began the laborious task of uprooting it from the riverbank. The Hulupu tree resisted her efforts, its roots clinging stubbornly to the soil, but Inanna's determination was unshakable. After much struggle, she managed to dig up the tree and carried it to her garden, where she planted it with great care. Inanna tended to the tree herself, watering it with the purest waters and nurturing it with offerings of sacred herbs and oils. The tree flourished under her care, its branches growing strong and wide, casting a cooling shade over her garden. As the tree grew, so too did Inanna's sense of ownership and attachment to it. She came to see the tree as a reflection of her own strength and potential, a living embodiment of her divine essence. However, as time passed, strange things began to happen to the Hulupu tree. Despite its healthy growth, the tree soon became the home of three powerful and troublesome creatures. Deep within its roots, the serpent who could not be charmed made its lair. In the branches of the tree, a fierce Anzu bird, a storm bird of the heavens, built its nest and laid its eggs. And in the heart of the tree, within the thickest part of its trunk, a dark and menacing entity, the demoness Lilitu, or Lilith, took residence, claiming the tree's core as her own. These three beings, each embodying chaos, danger, and untamed power, soon made the Hulupu tree their stronghold. Their presence corrupted the once beautiful tree, turning it into a source of darkness and fear. The serpent coiled among the roots, preventing the tree from growing deeper into the soil. The Anzu bird screeched from the branches, its cries terrifying all who approached. And Lilitu, the demoness, nestled within the tree's heart, her malevolent energy spreading throughout the tree like a poison. Inanna, heartbroken by the corruption of her beloved tree, was powerless to drive the creatures away. No matter how she pleaded, threatened, or fought, the serpent, the bird, and the demoness remained firmly entrenched in the Hulupu tree. The goddess sought the help of her brothers, but they too were unable to remove the creatures. Inanna's once sacred tree had become a place of darkness, and her heart grew heavy with despair. Desperate to reclaim her tree and restore it to its former glory, Inanna decided to seek the aid of Gilgamesh, the great king of Uruk and her chosen champion. Gilgamesh was renowned for his strength, wisdom, and courage, and Inanna believed that he alone had the power to drive the creatures from the tree. She summoned him to her garden, explaining the dire situation and imploring him to help. Gilgamesh, ever loyal to the goddess, agreed to take on the challenge. Armed with his mighty axe, he approached the Hulupu tree. The serpent hissed and slithered among the roots, but Gilgamesh was undeterred. With a single powerful swing of his axe, he cleaved through the roots, driving the serpent from its lair and forcing it to flee into the underworld. The Anzu bird, seeing the destruction of its refuge, let out a deafening screech and took to the skies, abandoning its nest and its eggs. Finally, Gilgamesh turned his attention to the demoness Lilitu. He struck the trunk of the tree with his axe, splitting it open. Lilitu, realizing she could no longer hold her place, shrieked in fury and vanished into the wilds, leaving the tree empty once more. With the creatures gone, the Hulupu tree was finally free from corruption. Gilgamesh, ever resourceful, used the wood from the tree to craft a sacred throne and bed for Inanna, symbols of her royal power and divine authority. The goddess, grateful for his help, blessed Gilgamesh and ensured that his name would live on in glory for generations to come. But the tale of the Hulupu tree did not end there. Though the creatures were banished, the tree remained a potent symbol of the complex interplay between life and chaos, growth and destruction, creation and decay. Inanna, having reclaimed her tree, understood that the forces that had once corrupted it could never be fully eliminated. They would always exist in the world, lurking in the shadows, waiting for a moment of weakness or neglect to take root once more. The Hulupu tree thus became a powerful reminder of the dual nature of existence. It was a symbol of life and renewal, but also of the constant threat of chaos and destruction that lay beneath the surface. Inanna's bond with the tree deepened, for she had learned a valuable lesson: that power and authority were not simply granted, but had to be earned and maintained through constant vigilance, courage, and wisdom. The story of the Hulupu tree continued to be told for generations, passed down through the ages as a testament to Inanna's strength, Gilgamesh's heroism, and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. In the heart of Uruk, the tree stood as a living monument to the resilience of life and the ever-present dangers that threatened to undo it. It was a tale that resonated with all who heard it, reminding them that no matter how strong or beautiful something may seem, it is always vulnerable to the forces of destruction. And so, the Hulupu tree lived on, growing taller and stronger with each passing year, its roots reaching deeper into the earth, and its branches stretching ever higher toward the heavens. It remained a symbol of life's enduring power and of the goddess Inanna's journey from a young and curious deity to the fierce and unyielding queen of heaven and earth, forever guarding the delicate balance between creation and chaos.